is still going to be with us for a very long time. So it's also critical, as you've mentioned, that the first 6 years of a child are very important, you know, in terms of development. So with the pandemic, you know, it's very important ubana abazali babe involved with development yomntana wakhe and not leave it for aba babafundisayo kwezi early childhood development centers or even at schools.
Thank you very much, Tim Kosi. And some of the critical points as well that were highlighted is what the Army actually did during COVID for the different communities. Just to highlight a few points, we heard that in KZN and Limpopo, they were able to deliver 91 water tanks, of which they came in handy for the communities, as well as building bridges, as well, of which the engineers from the defense, from the Ministry of Defense, they are still continuing with those projects, meaning that children will be able to go to school, parents will be able to go get health services, because sometimes when the bridges collapse because of water and maybe the rivers are full, children cannot cross to go to schools. But with the involvement of the Army, we can see that actually there is some kind of implementation to ensure that we accelerate the economic recovery plan that the President has spoken to.
And we've seen the Army has played a huge role in assisting the country going forward since the outbreak of this COVID-19. Apart from what you've just outlined now, they've also been assisting in hospitals. They were also in the front line in hospitals. They were assisting us in our community and helping us to adhere to the COVID-19 regulation. You'll remember very well, especially when we were still on level 5 lockdown, that we saw the presence of the Army. And, yeah, so they've really played
indeed, I couldn't agree.
A very important role.
Absolutely, absolutely, Tim, because I also just want to add that this period of COVID-19 has really made the country more unified. And if we look at all the role players that have participated in ensuring that they drive across that positive message about social distancing, adhering to all of the, you know, the regulations and the protocols that have been put in place in order to save lives, more than anything, it shows the resilience of the country over and above what's happening in the global community. But South Africa has always been a very resilient nation. Despite the challenges that we've been going through, there is still that hope and positivity that we know that we are going through a phase, the country is going through a phase, but things are continuing. I mean, Parliament is functioning, government, the executive is also doing its part, and we've also now seen, for example, now with the GBV fund, all of these other contributions in terms of just finding solutions to the social challenges that we're facing as a country. But ultimately, the point that I'm making is that we are resilient, the country is resilient, and we've seen the Army and all these other key stakeholders coming on board to make sure that the country stays safe and functional.
Thank you, Sibo. I think also another highlight in this debate was the issue that almost all the members highlighted on, or a majority of them, the issue of localized products. The production of local products, meaning industrialization, needs to be revived in South Africa. We remember when we were growing up, Mos, that you will see lots and lots of industries, people going to textile, people going to cotton industries in so many areas, but all of those are closed. But we are seeing now the revival to recognize that now South Africa, it's time that you go back and you produce the local products that you have been producing, or maybe even building up on what we used to do. Absolutely. To also meet the trends and also to agree that the products that we deliver are actually can be marketed globally.
Absolutely, and I think just in relation to giving expression to the economic reconstruction and recovery plan, localizing it and ensuring that those industries that used to be functional before are revived. And also in addition to that, I just want to also bring to remembrance what Dr. Ayodele Odusola said, the UNDP resident representative, about the possibility of having a factory, some kind of economic activity that will be able to create mass employment in every district. Now, if this drive can go across the whole country and into every district, then it means that the issue of unemployment will indeed be addressed, will be effectively addressed in a much shorter space of time. But it requires address the participation of the private sector as well, together with like a local government, the local government sphere. And if we're talking about budget, we also need to ensure that the local economic development, the money that is, the budget that is actually allocated to local economic development is also increased to ensure that, you know what, all of the role players that have a role to play in relation to bringing economic activity at a local sphere is, you know, that they play their role. Thembinkosi, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
Sibon ndiqinisekile ingakumbi kwicala le 40% local production bazindaba ababukeli bethu ne South African citizens abaziye bazamkela kakhulu. Yayazi ba apha eSouth Africa besinazo zonke izinto zisenzeka textile, we had a lot of textile factories here in Cape Town, which most of them have closed down, you know, because of the competition with the international trends. So Themba umyalezo bawufumene, and also that implementers zizakwenza umsebenzi ekufanele baziyawenza, nabo ba responsible for the oversight bazoqinisekisa ukuba ezi pronouncements zenziwe ngumongameli ngenene ziyenzeka.
Thank you very much, Thembinkosi. Viewers, that is all we have for you this evening. That was just our overview from all of the perspectives that we've picked up in today's debate, the second day of the debate, the SONA debate. And I would like to thank my co-presenters, Thembinkosi and Sisbel, on my immediate right. We'll see you tomorrow. Please do tune in for the President's reply to the SONA debate.
Following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better. Parliament TV, channel 408 on DSTV.
To help this world